We recognize a true legend in our sport, the late Ralph Pittaro. Ralph and his brother, Tino, came to Canada in 1960. Here's our little airplane here, there it goes across. From Arzine, Italy, a small town in the north section of the country. Ralph used his Italian roots to take on five-pin bowling, and the results were extraordinary. He was a very fast learner. Here's a local London team. On the top left, of course, is brother Tino. Ron Dan is in that top row as well. And Ralph is at the bottom left with Dave Blaney. And Dave may have also been the team sponsor. Ralph began coaching at Lambeth Sports Bowl and is seen here with a young bantam team. Ralph joined the Master Bowlers Association and won 4 events. While Ralph is here with his Master Junior partners, he did win the 1966 Master Bantam Team event with Shirley Bedell on the ladies' side. He won the 1968 Master Bantam Singles, and this time his female counterpart was Ev Wood. He also won the 1970 Double Knockout with Ann Allen on the ladies' side, and in 1973 his Double Knockout win and his female counterpart was Mary Kazan. In 580 games in the Masters, Ralph averaged a very nice 252. In the Provincial Open, Ralph was equally dominant. From 1967 to 1986, Ralph qualified for 17 years, with 14 as the singles rep and on 2 mixed teams, and he also coached twice. Here's the 1968 team. From the left, Jackie Wilson, then Ken and Bob Rohr. The coach in the middle with the hat, of course, is Frank Talbot. Then Larry Luscombe. Next to Larry is a fellow named Norm, and then Ralph on the end. Ralph coached this mixed team in 1972. Standing from the left is Murray Potterbury, Frank Telfer, Maureen Webb, Pete Woodhouse, and Pete Wyman. Seated on the left are Ann Byron, the coach Ralph, and Jenny Chappell. Here's a 1981 men's team. And from the left is Bob Munn, then Frank Del Polero, Ralph, a young Ian Cameron had shown up by this time, and Robbie Fox. Seated are Lynn Cameron, of course, then Coach Jack Hales and Diana Hales. Lastly, here is the 1985 team. From the top left is Dan Thomas, then Jim Dixon. The scorer was Jerry Beaumont, Ian again, and Ernie Valentini. Seated are Ralph on the left, Coach Dave Thomas, and of course, brother Tino. Ralph would also win the Windsor Open, the London singles title twice, and on 4 occasions won the high average in the Intercity League. In 1970-71, Ralph won the high average in the Intercity League with 267.49. It's right here. He was awarded this Old English reproduction. I'm not sure what it is. His wife Terry said she might have had enough of it by now. She's quite willing to pass it on to me. And that's how I ended up with all the stuff. But I'm trying to pass it on to Brenda Pankoff because maybe we can put it into a display case in London. But at the same time, it looks a little bit like Aladdin's lamp, and I've been trying to rub it to see if my bowling scores would improve. That's not working either. In earlier photos, we saw Robbie Fox. In 1967, he introduced Ralph to Terry, and they were married in 1969. Together they raised 2 sons. Rob is here tonight, of course, with his mother, and Scott, who is also here tonight with grandchildren, Emma and Ryan, and there are 4 more grandchildren. Ralph managed the Bavarian Tavern in London for 20 years. It was a place well known by all of London, and especially students from Western Ontario University. Ladies and gentlemen, a true legend in our sport, Ralph Pittaro.